What is going on, Trash Talkers? We are back with another episode for you. Today we are going to talk about UFC 257 and predict the outcomes of the co-main and main events. Plus, we will dive into all of the betting odds that you need to know to cash out this weekend. All that and much more coming your way right now! All right, Nick. Well, UFC 257 is upon us. And listen, I've waited a long time to see Conor McGregor back in action. But before we get to Dustin Poirier and Conor McGregor, I think we need to talk about Dan Hooker and Michael Chandler, Chandler's first fight in the UFC.
Yeah, this is a really exciting one, right? Michael Chandler, the longtime Bellator fighter, absolutely dominating Bellator. And the question was always asked, can he do it in the UFC? Well, now we get to find out, right? He signed in September with the UFC. We've been waiting to get a fight with him, see who he'll fight in the lightweight division. And we get a perfect fight with him against Dan Hooker. And this is kind of a clash of styles. Dan Hooker, known more as a boxer, he likes to be on the feet. And then Michael Chandler, with all of his explosiveness, he'll do everything. Iron Mike Chandler, he's going to test Dan Hooker in every way. And I think where he's going to succeed most is on the ground. I believe that we're going to see Michael Chandler use a lot of double leg takedowns, take him down, get on top, work him. And I think that we're going to see where Michael Chandler stacks up against a guy like Dan Hooker, who is in the top 5 of the lightweight division on the ground. We know Michael Chandler can do it standing up, but we need to see where he competes with the others on the ground. And this is going to be great moving forward, right? I believe Michael Chandler will win this fight, and I believe he will get this fight done within the first 2 rounds. I believe that he has such a great skill set, and he deserves to be a top 3 fighter in the lightweight division of the UFC, and we're going to see that. And I think what we're going to have to watch out for is he going to do enough to impress Khabib to get him as his 30th pro fight? I mean, we only have one more fight with Khabib left. It's going to be special. It's going to have to be big. It's up to him to decide who his opponent is, and he wants to be surprised. So Michael Chandler is going to have to surprise us against Dan Hooker on Saturday night. It's going to have to be special, and I think he's going to deliver.
It's tough because I don't want to take anything away from Dan Hooker, but I'm right there with you. I believe Michael Chandler is one of the most powerful lightweights we have ever seen. I mean, just from a pure physical standpoint, what he brings to the octagon is no joke, and he is somebody that is going to be feared and revered in this division. You talk about one of the most stacked divisions, if not the most stacked division in all of UFC. Well, now you're adding Michael Chandler to the mix, and with his first ever UFC fight, here we are. And I believe that he is going to make it rain on Dan Hooker. I don't see this going through 2 rounds. I truly see this being a spectacle to watch, one of the quicker fights of the night, and possibly my pick for fight of the night.
Yeah, this is going to be a great fight to watch, but it will be quick in both of our opinion. I believe that as far as betting goes, definitely take this fight. Definitely take Michael Chandler as the winner. I definitely believe it's going to be a TKO. I believe that he's Iron Mike Chandler, right? As much as he's going to want to prove himself on the ground, Dan Hooker is going to want to go out on his shield. He's going to start throwing haymakers. He's going to get loose with it. I know Dan Hooker is mostly known as a counter puncher, the counter punch king, as some like to refer to him as. But I think that he's going to be down and hurt early, and I believe he's going to be fighting for his life come towards the end of the second round, and that's where Michael Chandler's power is going to come into play. So I have Michael Chandler second round TKO, and I would take both of those betting odds, and I would also stack on top of that the prop bet of taking under 2.5 rounds.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, just using my DraftKings app, I'm looking at, what all of that would be. Under 2.5 rounds has you at minus 112, so not terrible. But also, Michael Chandler KO, TKO, or DQ is at plus 550. So you're going to make a ton of money if
Yeah,
that's the route you go.
exactly. And what you want to do is parlay these bets. You don't want to take them as individual bets. Parlay them all. I mean, if one doesn't go, they all don't go. So you might as well parlay them. And that's the biggest, how you're going to come out with the biggest winnings.
For sure. And like I said, I'm right there with you with this fight specifically. Michael Chandler, I don't see this going the distance. I see him making a name for himself early and often in this fight. He's going to absolutely come after Dan Hooker in his own area, which is going to be on the, standing on his 2 feet and just absolutely destroying him with his fists. He is going to just absolutely beat the hell out of him. And we're going to be talking about Michael Chandler as a possible contender to face off against Khabib so he can finally retire with his final fight. So I think that's where we're going to leave that fight. And make sure if you're putting betting together for this fight, make sure that you let us know on Twitter what you chose for your betting odds and for your winner. We love to hear from you guys. We love to be a part of the community and hear what you guys had to do and say. So with that, let's move over to Poirier and McGregor. And Nick, why don't you start us off with who you have in this fight?
Yeah, this fight, you know what? Leading up to the fight, I thought this was going to be a great battle. As I watched these two in their press conference earlier today, and I watched them in the stare down, to me, Dustin Poirier just looked defeated before the fight started. He looked right into Conor's eyes. Conor was talking to him, but Dustin just looked defeated. He didn't look like he was fully into this, and that could just be what he wants it to come off as. And I fully expect him to put up a great fight, but at the end of the day, Conor is another animal. He is a different beast. He is on another level. And I think that all the time he spent in Spain and working with new coaches and improving his game. I mean, he hasn't fought in literally an entire year. I think that he is going to show how much he's improved, and he is trying to surprise Khabib so he gets another shot at facing him, because that's exactly what he wants. That's another big payday for both of them. And I think that he's out there to surprise him. And I think the way he is going to surprise Khabib is by winning this fight by submission in the second round. I believe that Conor has improved his grappling game. I believe that he has shown enough, especially in that Donald Cerrone fight, that he is more than capable of fighting on his feet. I think he's now needs to prove that he has developed his grappling game and he can win on the ground, and he'll be able to compete with Khabib on the ground. So I have Conor McGregor winning this fight second round by submission.
Wow. Just to reiterate, this is going to be one hell of a fight. And I believe Conor McGregor is going to have what it takes. I saw exactly what you saw in Dustin Poirier. I just don't believe that he has the will to actually come out strong in this fight. So I'm going to say that it's Conor, but I think it's going to be a knockout. And just taking a look at some of the betting odds here, if it's a knockout, that's what the favorite is right now. So you're at minus 177, Conor McGregor by TKO, KO, or DQ. If you go your route, Conor McGregor by submission, you're at plus 2,000. So if you take Conor McGregor by submission, again, these are all betting odds by DraftKings. You take a look at, Conor McGregor, you say he will win. Then you'll also say that he won't go the distance. And then you say over 1.5 is minus 134. Under 2.5 is minus 180. And then if you take Conor by submission, you're going to parlay all four of those bets together, and you're going to have one hell of a payday.
Yeah, I know. This is one where it can be a little bit tricky and you're not going to really want to go submission based on the betting odds, but I think that Max Holloway showed you last week that it's going to be take something special to impress Khabib, and Khabib was impressed by Max Holloway. Now it's time for Conor to up the ante and do something that no one expects him to do, and that's submit Dustin Poirier. So I think that this is something we need to watch out for, something that really needs to be taken seriously and really considered, because Conor, he is a well-rounded fighter. He can do it standing on his feet and on the ground, and I think now it's time for him to show us exactly how good he is on the ground.
The last time we saw Connor in the octagon, we saw him using his head as the weapon, and now it's time that he is going to be on the ground and showing us exactly what he can do to improve his stock against Khabib. And I believe that at this point he needs to show us what it's going to take. And if it goes past one round, he's going to just need to absolutely dominate round two and finish it off before it starts getting into the later rounds.
Just to clarify, he used shoulder strikes, can't use the head. That is illegal in the UFC.
You know what I mean.
But just clarifying, hey, for all the people writing in the comments section right now, I know people are like, hey, you can't use the head. That's illegal. It was shoulder strikes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. All right. Well, I appreciate that clarification. That'll do it for now. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Over 75% of you are still not subscribed. If you hit that subscribe button, it helps us out a ton. Hit that notification bell to be notified every time we go live. We have new videos every day. That'll be all for now. Thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day.